good they have everything now. Like CSI and Finger, like it's not as easy to get away with just like killing a motherfucker these days. You know what I mean? So like and everything's so instantaneous.
None of them got caught because they all wore Russian coats. Like that's literally like, wait, what?
Yeah, what?
Yeah, there was 8 of us, and we caught them coming out of the steakhouse, and we all wore identical hats and trench and Russian coats, so they didn't know who we were.
That's funny.
That's when they got, I forget who it was. Somebody got whacked, like a big boss, and they all literally had on like Russian hats and like the same tan. They basically wore the same outfit
as they walked out of a restaurant.
They came to the restaurant as he was coming out.
Oh.
And so, like, all eyewitnesses were like, they were all wearing tan coats. And like, well, what'd they look like? Tan coats, Russian hats, tan coats. But now it's like you said, there's a fucking camera on top of every telephone pole.
Dude, and photo recognition now is going to change the world. No one's even talking about this. I don't know why.
How about when you got a dead body in the trunk of your car? Hypothetically, it's really. I said that way too. Like, I'm tired of this.
Yeah.
And then they go like, we found the red fiber in the trunk of your car, which is the red fiber that's in your beach house that you used to rent.
Yeah.
And that's also a red fiber that was under the fingernails of your second victim. It's like, can't I fucking kill anybody anymore? Jesus Christ. I fucking scrubbed the shit out of that place. I washed under the fucking sink.
Yeah.
That's
in the 80s, you could kill a guy that washed your car wrong. I can't do this anymore.
You pick up a hitchker, slit his throat, you just dump him out on the fucking beach, and they're like, another drifter.
Yeah. I told him no onions.
And he gave me onions.
Yeah. These days, you can't get away. He was just saying that. I mean, you can't get away with stuff as easy anymore, and the grudge is over.
If you're a 6'8" construction Mexican.
Yeah, exactly.
That's really no way. You can't beat guys up if you're a 6'8" construction Mexican.
Oh yeah.
The big thing is when they get these killers, like people that stab people to death, they scrub the shit out of the house and they chop the body up and they get rid of everything. They forget to clean under the drain, like where the water goes down your drain.
Oh yeah.
The bottom part of that flat disc just has blood on it.
Yeah.
And they always go, oops, like they pick that up and it's just blood.
I did it again.
Yeah, or they like lift up the drain, that flat thing, and they'll just take like a swab and they'll go in the pipe and there's like a piece of blood on the Q-tip.
Yeah, but how about like, I thought it was very funny to hear women go like, I'm going to get fake boobs. Remember when the guy killed the girl and like he chopped her up, he took off her fingernails and everything.
And identified her by her
identified with her fucking barcode on her silicone thing. It's like, finally a reason to get those puppies, you know?
It really is. Fake boobs really is just GPS for women.
Yes, exactly.
If you just want
GPS for CSI fuckers, yeah.
Yeah, so if you really want to make sure that your bludgeoned body gets recouped, get fake boobs.
See a doc.
And they'll just run that CVS scanner. Boop, boop.
Yeah, I'll take you right now. I know a guy on Linden. Let's do this.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Where exactly is Linden?
In Beverly
Did you mean to say Lincoln?
You're like, no, Linden. You're like Captain Streets in L.A. Like, Linden, Beverly Hills.
I don't know.
You're always dropping like west of Cloverfield and all that shit.
Yeah,
you don't know
west.
Linden?
You just talked about east.
Oh, yeah, I did. Okay.
I don't know nothing. When I watch the Olympics and they're diving, I can't tell the difference between the first place dive and like the 40th place dive. They're all amazing. But I can't do like a 1.5 in my mom's pool without smashing my back and getting the wind knocked out of me. I got to run in the house. You try to do that. Sorry. You do a flip and you're like, yeah, and everybody's watching. And
you just fucking land.
You try to do a 1.5, you fucking land on your back.
There's nothing more embarrassing than that.
And it makes that sound and the whole place goes, oh, like nobody goes like, no one just goes, well, that just sounded like, there's a very different sound to a guy hitting water and a guy hitting water with pain.
Yeah.
It's like a pap. Yeah. And everybody goes, ooh, like you hear it right before your ear holes go under the water. You hear, oh, ow, ooh, is he okay? And then you're under the water going, I got to come up, I got to be cool. And then you come up like you come up out of the pool like everything's fine. Like, all right.
Yeah.
Polo. Like, you see some fucking kid yells Marco, you're like, Polo. You get out of the pool.
You can barely get it out.
Your back is bright red. And you just sit in your mom's living room in the air conditioning holding a fucking Capri Sun. Like, try not to cry. I was like, how you doing? You're like, cool, why? You're like, no, I saw that 1.5. You're like, nah, I was just fucking around, man. But you got a fucking t-shirt on for the rest of the day. I'm sorry. That made me laugh too hard. That was fucking... God, that made me laugh, that visual. How many times any guy fucking around by a pool winds up hurting himself? There's always like, or the guy that like jumps on the diving board, but he doesn't leave. He just keeps jumping on the diving board. And I'm always like, that's awesome, dude. Keep doing that. He tears his ball bag. Slides off the side. But like it really is like when you're children, they're like walk. They tell you like the basics of pool like walk, no splash, walk, no splash, don't dunk each other under the fucking water. And then you're 40 and you got 6 beers in you. Like after 6 Sam Adams, you're like, you know what? I'm just gonna fucking run. And I'm like, what? All right, torn ACL. You're an idiot. Oh my God, I love that WNBA, Skyler. Hey, how do you feel about that women's basketball? Oh my God. Like a bunch of dudes, but not. It's just like the NBA, except they're all women running around playing basketball just like boys do. Don't skip the WNBA sporting event. It may look full, but it's not. There are look, do you skip your favorite sporting? I realized how am I going to do this entire read as Norm Macdonald will be beyond exhausted.
What is this read? What is it?
Our good friends at Score Big.
Okay.
Actually, you could have went to Score Big and gotten Van Halen tickets.
Really?
How much did you pay for your Van Halen tickets?
I haven't paid for a concert in years.
How do you do that? Scorebig.com?
Did I not have a show called Con on Comedy Central? Come on.
Oh, so you just con the shit out of people?
Yeah, dude.
Well, for those of you that are not degenerate con artists, like Skyler Stone, don't skip sporting events or concerts because you think the tickets are too expensive. Scorebig.com makes live events completely affordable. 40% of live event tickets go unsold. Think about that. Every time you're watching something on TV, 40% of that shit are like bullshit tickets. Mm-hmm. Like when it looks full, when you're watching like the fucking Miami Marlins on TV and it's a full, that shit, it ain't full. It's cardboard cutouts. It's mannequins, goddammit. I saw that. They got Mannequin 2 on the move. 40% of live event tickets go unsold, even when the arena or stadium is full or looks full, Miami Marlins. Thousands of tickets are comped out or given away to make it look like a sellout. Scorebig.com works directly with the box office and other ticket providers to sell these tickets. Every ticket on Scorebig.com is guaranteed to be between 10 and 60% below retail price. If you get a 60% below retail price, you're only paying 40% more than Skyler Stone. Great seats from the front row to the rafters. Purchase your tickets days, weeks, or even months in advance. There are no fees or shipping charges ever. It is impossible to pay full price on Scorebig.com. You are guaranteed to save on tickets. Hey, register on Scorebig.com this week and use the code J. That's J-A-Y. I lost the impression there. To get an extra $10 off your purchase. This week only. Go to Scorebig.com and enter J. Scorebig.com. Click on the radio button. Enter the code J, J-A-Y. Always less than full price. Never any fees. Scorebig.com. That's Scorebig.com. Enter the code J. Don't enter J at Scorebig.com. What I was going to say about diving is the first place and like 15th place dive. To me, they're all remarkable. These are people like doing like 3 flips with twists and shit, and they got
it's hard.
It's all pointed out. Well, yeah.
I was a diver in high school.
You were a diver?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
It's so. I think it's not as hard. I think what's hard is when you do it first. Like when you first go, I'm going to do a gainer, like when you run straight ahead and then do a backflip back towards where you just fucking, the cement.
That's scary, man.
The cement you came from. Like, I'm going to arch my back towards the cement. My feet just, like doing it, like once you get it, you just do it.
It's scary as hell.
Is it still scary every time? Or
I don't do it anymore.
No, I mean, when you were a diver, like when you were just up and running, was it still scary every time?
Yes, for me it was. Absolutely.
Really?
I hated it, dude. And I hated wearing a Speedo. I hated the whole thing, man.
See, I would love the fucking Speedo. I would rock that shit. And
Dude, I was hard on McGee at that age. So, like, I was so scared. I'd see someone that I liked. I'm like, oh, my God, Jenny's here. I would just freak out. I literally, I got someone had a good photo of me once, and they made copies. I actually ended up getting a lot of good attention out of this. I had a boner, and they put photos around on the lockers. Yeah, I swear to God. Absolutely. My life was like an 80s movie all the time. Like weird shit happening all the time.
You're just always ducky.
This is one of the funniest things I ever did. I got kicked out of high school my senior year by Frank Gokowski. And he...
But you got kicked out by another student?
No, Frank Gokowski was the principal.
Oh, okay. I was like, wow, that kid had a lot of juice.
Yeah. So,
he went to scorebig.com and said, I don't want him in this high school anymore.
So I tried to get back in, and he wouldn't let me back in. And then he banned me from even going to all like sporting events. Like I couldn't go to anything and see my friends. But I showed up to a hockey game anyway. And at the time...
I'm sorry, but that is really like a Michigan existence.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Like, then we went to the hockey game. Yeah. The high school hockey game.
For sure. And so at the time, like something that was really popular in my high school was Party Pete. And Party Pete was a 6-foot inflatable penis. And so I bought it at the sex store, and I showed up with it, and I blew it up, and I was like throwing it around like as a beach ball, and everybody's like this cock is just bouncing around the crowd.
Right.
And then Frank Gokowski, the principal, saw it, comes running over, and this is one of the best moments of my life. He was so angry about it. He's just jumping up and down. Here's the principal jumping up and down trying to grab this cock, and he grabs it, and he bites it. People are taking photos of him and shit, and that photo circulated around the whole high school of him biting a cock and deflating it. It was amazing.
Why did he bite it?
Because he wanted to deflate as quick as he could. I mean, here's an obscene object flying around.
What a dope.
Yeah.
What a fucking dope.
I just love that people had cameras at that time because this is the 90s. Like, it's not like we had cell phone cameras. Like, people were saying, boom, got it.
Big Polaroid flashes.
Yeah, I mean, we had to wait 3 days to get it obviously developed and stuff.
Pop,
yeah,
pop,
you know.
Pop.
But
how about another one, champ?
Yeah.
Hey, here goes Babe Ruth coming out of Morton Steakhouse. Hey, champ, how about you line up with the day and we take another one? Sure, fellas, sure.
Paparazzi for principals.
You boys been good to me, guys. Sure, get one of me and the old lady. All right. Hey, Wang, it's a parking lot. Enough with the pictures, okay? All right. Would you rather... Oh, so the thing with the fucking divers is there... First of all, the announcer... Look, the announcer has to have played, right? Do you agree?
What do you mean?
Like, when you watch football... Like,
yes,
I want
totally
a guy...
agree.
Like, it
totally
doesn't have to be the play-by-play because that's a skill set of, like... itemizing in your head and putting shit in a big grid in your mind and making it palatable for the listener. But that color guy, I want a guy to know what it's like to hit the hole and get blasted by an outside linebacker. I don't want I just want people that have played. So by that definition, there's no way that like all the announcers are divers. Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, it completely makes sense.
I mean, I know I'm banging a drum. This is a one-man fucking rally, believe me. But I'm so far out of the fucking barn on this. I just got to keep going. I'm going to make it work. And they're always like, this is Lee Duck Fawn from Providence, Rhode Island. She's going to do... It's like a 15-year-old girl, and she's like 100 feet in the air, and they go, she's going to do 2 backflips, 4 twists, pike position. Stop halfway to the pool, perform the Macarena, then reverse her rotation, do a gainer, and then enter the pool. Lee Duck Fong from Providence. Excuse me. I think, Michael, you meant to say Warwick, Rhode Island. She's actually from Warwick, Rhode Island. Lee Duck Fong from Warwick, Rhode Island. Here she goes. And then that girl does like this, and it takes place in like 1 second.
Oh, yeah.
Like they jump up, and it's like... And then the bitch like fucking reverses it, and then she enters the pool, and I'm at home like going, oh my God,
yeah,
USA, and the announcer goes, oh no, and I'm like, what? Like what
did she do wrong?
Yeah, and they go, did you see the splash? I'm like, splash? It's 100 feet in the air. Like, how do you fucking enter a pool with no splash? She's not a fucking pin. She's a human being.
Oh, my God.
I make a splash if I step out of the tub too quick. You know what I mean? And this girl did like 5 flips. And what the worst thing is, and specific to diving, going back to your mom's pool.
Yeah.
You're under the water going, I fucking did it.
Yeah.
I fucking nailed it.
Yeah.
You don't know your fucking splash behind you.
Yeah.
Because you're 15 feet in that fucking dive under the water.
You can't turn around that fast and judge it and look up.
Yeah, it's not like when you're at the community pool, you do like the can opener, and the trick is to come up so it's still falling down on your head. You're like, yeah! Like, come up in your own rain. Yeah. That's the best. But she's just underwater going, 4 flips. That's also known as the John Heffron episode.
Yeah.
4 flip. Wait, some sound issues. 4 flip. And then she comes up thinking she got a gold medal, and the announcers are looking at her like, no, it was no good.
Yeah.
Your toe. And the announcer will go like, look at her feet here. Look at her like toes.
Yeah.
What the fuck, toes? I didn't know she had legs.
Yeah.
It's a fucking 15-year-old in a bikini. Like, when am I ever going to be able to look at this without being a creep? Like 16-year-olds in a pool. Like, I just get to stare at it for an hour straight. Like, see her toes when she went in the water?
Yeah.
Made a splash.
There was no symmetry to the feet, and like one was to the left a little bit askew.
I want one of them to throw a tantrum and splash the judges like, oh, I made a splash.
Fuck yourself.
How about all those fucking flips I was doing? How'd you like the flap? Bang, bang. Just bang when you get really mad and you bang your forearm in the pool. Like that.